How are you getting on today, folks? How are you all doing? Welcome back to another video from Courtney Brothers, and this video is part 2 of the Mower job. I know the beginning of it wasn't exactly part 1, it was day in the life, but it's just what was going on. So anyways, we're back assembling again. What did I do? A small bit done since you seen me. I've the drum back on again, and I'm getting ready to put on the shaft here now. And once the shaft is on and tightened up and everything looks okay, it should be fine. It seems to be going back together fine. So I'll be able to run the mower in overs again, drop it down, get the bed bolted up, get my shaft up, and job should be sound. All going well. So this shafting here will never be as easy grease, so I may as well do it now. The Hardy spicers, the universal joints and all that seem to be fine. So I'm not going to bother doing anything with them, because they do get greased regularly, and if they are greased regularly, there should be no need to do anything with them. So yeah, just 2 universal joints, and another one here I was showing you in the last video, just on the spline where it slides into the shaft coming down out of the main box. I got new bolts as well for it, but of course, well, if I had the time to run to Malone's, I would have got the right ones for it, or if I had thought about it yesterday, I would have ordered them. But this mower really needs to get back together. Aidan is mowing away there now, but I need to get this back going and get out mowing. So it's not a rush job, but I'm going to make do with what I have. So I had these bolts here. They have a shoulder on them where the originals didn't have a shoulder, but they go through that boss there. So it there should be no problem. So, and I had to cut them, but I cleaned them up with the file, cut them with the hacksaw, cleaned them up with the file, ran a nut in and out, so they seem to be fine. So get this back down. There's no timing as such with this shaft, what I'm told. The only thing I need to do is make sure this grease nipple here lines up with this hole for greasing again. That's the only thing, because it's just going to take a bit of time to make sure it goes back right, because I don't want to be taking it apart again for something so small and stupid. And yeah, ready to go there. If the big nut ran down, lock nut on it, new washer, it's a new nut as well. So hopefully everything should line up here now, alright. Grease nipple is out of the hole. Yeah, looks good. These little washers as well, they're double lock washers. They're 2-sided. One side is grippy and the other side is kind of teeth on, and you put them back to back basically, and they lock against each other. They're actually a very good type of a washer. Just need to make sure they face the right way, or because if they don't work basically. So anyways, I am going to get these bolts bolted up. Probably shouldn't have greased that shaft until I had it on in place, because I probably have grease all over my hands, but anyways. Any contractors watching this, do you do your own repairs, or do you find it's handier to go to the dealer or local mechanic or who, because it's getting hard enough to get people to do this kind of work too. We do most of the fixing here ourselves, but there's contractors out there that are busier than us and don't have the time, and maybe put their time into better things. Well, I don't know better things, but being out working every day, where we try to do this work ourselves. Cut back an expense, and to be honest, I actually enjoy doing it. It's a change from driving the whole time. There was no lock tight on these bolts, was there? I'm actually going to put a drop on them. I'm going to put a drop of Loctite on these, I think. Be safer, just a small drop. Back to back, drop of Loctite on. Putting Loctite on bolts too, if they're a hard get at bolt, it can, some people might disagree putting Loctite on. Just if you have trouble getting it out again, if it gets tighter, that the Loctite can definitely be a hindrance. But I think on the likes of Mower that it is pretty important. Where it's working hard, getting a bit of a shock load, and then the spinning hard, bolts do intend to come loose. But anyways, I'll get these bolts on, get them tightened up, and we'll see how we're going then. Just giving these a final squeeze. I ran them out with the gun with just checking them with the bar, but I think we're all good now. My fucking socket does get jammed down there, and it is pretty annoying. My Allen head. They're pretty good. Yeah, so that's it. That's our first bearing put in this Malone Mower. I know it might seem a couple of videos that we've been doing a bit of work, but any other work we've done in this year is just from pure torture, hitting stones. And look, I suppose hitting stones over the years, stuff will get fatigued in that. So it's to be expected. Mowers went very well for us. And plus the acres are getting up on it now too, so you're going to have little bits like that. But when you are running an old mower, you need a backup. No more than any other machinery, tractors, anything like that. You need the backup. So that's her. Back, ready to bolt the bed back up. Nice and handy. I'm putting pretty much all new bolts. I'll be using my locker washers. These are the same type washer as explained in there. Finer side and the kind of the dog teeth, then the other sides, the help lock together. You wouldn't see them on much machinery, but there was no loose bolts on this, to be fair. And never had to tighten any bolts. Them were the bits of the old washer that broke up. I think I showed you that the last video. Whether they helped the bearing to go or not, I do not know. And the wire being in there as well that I took out, wherever that lump ball of wire is gone. All them little factors wouldn't be helping. But look, when you're mowing in Ireland, anywhere, I was done a lot of mowing in New Zealand as well a couple of years back, or 7 or 8 years ago now, and you're going to be hitting stones and gathering wire as well, and probably more so than in Ireland. Harder conditions. Everyone thinks the west of Ireland is the hardest conditions you'll meet, but to be fair, they're not too bad in general. Yeah, I got these are the bolts that are on the bed, bolting the bed up to the frame, but I got Allen heads. That's what they had, so they're just as good as well. So that's what will be going back on. They're a good heavy gauge, and they're 12.9s. Well, there were 10.9s were on it, so all the better. Now, we're kind of in somewhat lined up within half an inch, thereabouts. Bed needs to come slightly there, this way a bit. But it's not a million miles off now. You can actually you have a good view from the tractor. So the main reason I was using the trolley jack is for this reason, and it's actually handy because I can move the bed, slide on the timber blocks the far side, and I can move the bed left to right a bit on it here. But so get her back, open this spline. Just like that. Up she goes, and hopefully it won't be coming back down again. Yeah, I'd say I'm within about 5 mil of the bolt holes. So I might get a punch there now and line them up. See, can you see from the back? Yeah, almost. Oh yeah, you nearly get a bolt through there. I'll wiggle the punch in at first, just get it dead in line, save the threads of the bolt. Bolt her up, we should be. Right, up with the Allen, head out, sticking out, the nut on the inside, yeah, there's nothing stopping the nut. Simply for the reason I can get the impact going on the Allen nut at the back. Double washers, again, 2 on the inside and 2 on the outside. Oh, you're gonna get a bit of, oh yeah, easy, get a bit of wiggle there now. Just like that. I don't know how much you can see there now, you'll see a bit anyways. Bolted up, sun is shining. Great to see Aidan is mowing away there again. I need to get this out to get ketchup because we're baling later on and want to get as much on the ground as quick as we can because what am I saying? It goes. Just this spell of weather. Fine spell is a big word for it, I think, but it's reasonably dry, good enough for silage. We just need to get it on the ground as quick as we can because it's kind of given today, tomorrow, and the next day a bit kind of iffy then. So get it on the ground as quick as we can and get the baler out. We'll be baling today at dinner time as well. So keep the job moving. Anyways, I'm going to bolt up all this here and we'll give it a spin then, see how she's looking. Now, pretty much there. Just pop on this cover and we should be ready to rock and roll. I was going to run it first, but I got a chance just putting on the cover. Small, finicky little nuts and bolts now. Get her in there somewhere or other. One thing I find hard about a job like this, or working on the mower like this, or open is you're down on your knees the whole time. But other than that, it's not bad work. Maybe what I should have done was dropped the bed out, picked it up with the forklift, you'd be working at your own height then. But look, it's fine. It's the only minor detail, lads, at this every day. Don't take one bit of notice. That's it. Get this cover on, and we'll next thing hopefully you'll be seeing it running. Now we're in business. Seems to be running nice and smooth, just the way you want it. I'll leave her running there for a couple of minutes. I'll rev it up now as well and see how she's going, and just leave my hand on things then when it's stopped and see how it's looking. Just watch there's nothing getting hot or no signs of anything loose that, but it should be. Really, it looks like kind of a big job that I've done there, but it's fairly straightforward, simple enough. Yeah, leave her on a few minutes here and we'll give it a bit of a rev there. Sounds good. Yeah, everything looks pretty good here. Happy enough for that. Nothing warm. That bit of oil there is just from the bit of oil that's spilled out, I'm pretty sure, but I'm going mow now straight away with it, so I'll see how that goes. So it's so now it's a few days later. Just kind of go back to you. I wanted to show you something here on the hub that I didn't mention before. On these Malone mowers, and a lot of new mowers now have some method, but this is, I think it's, oops, mind me toes. There is their shear hub, like shear hub protection. There is I think it's a spot there on that shaft, kind of machined, where it's a bit weaker. So it's designed if you hit a stone, something big, that the disc is spinning and you hit it and it goes bang, shears the shaft, and you just pop out the module and throw in the other one, and then you can change your shaft again and your bearings or whatever separately. But it's just to save the bed of the mower, basically. I know the Krone mowers then as well have their own, it's shear pin, where it shears the pin and the hub, the disc kind of threads off out of the way. The other ones, I don't know how well that works or what's the story with it or anything like that. I just heard about it now, that's all. But that's how the Malone are done. So it just saves the bed, the gears. Besides, years ago with the older mowers, if you hit something big, it would shear the gear inside, because the gear would be the weakest spot, I suppose, the teeth on the gear. So that prevents that. I just said I'd show you that. But anyways, it's a few days later. As I'm going here, I'm going to be closing up. But yeah, a few days later, Mower has done quite a bit of cutting since. I didn't video that because I didn't see it was whole lot of point really, I just didn't video it. We'll have a few more mowing videos coming up, throw more on the 638, a few bits like that as things are quieting down. We're still baling away these days, but it has things have quietened down. But anyways, the mower went 100%, not a bother on it. Yeah, went sound well, has a good bit of, quite a bit of cutting done since, and I'm happy with everything. Checked for play in that there the other day, everything seems good and tight, just to be sure no play came back and again or anything with loose bolts. Seems to be spot on. But anyways, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we shall catch you in the next one, and thanks for watching. Good luck.